This is a quick review on circles, finding the circumference and the area, the radius, and the diameter. So recently, this set of crop circles was found in Reno County. You can see that there is quite a design, a number of circular patterns. The authorities brought in 3 alien life forms. The alien life forms were questioned, but refused to have anything to do with the crop circles. When they were picked up in a large spaceship. The spaceship was circular, and these crop circles were circles, of course, and so the authorities still thought they might have something to do with it. During the investigation, the forensics team made the pictured measurements. This blue circle was 376.8 around it. The red line segment was 19 feet. And the purple line segment was 86 feet. Now for the review on circles. Remember, what I try to have you do is fill out the card for each circle. C being the circumference. The circumference is the distance around a circle. To review, the distance around a circle is pi times diameter. You can also write that pi times 2 radius, because 2 radius equals a diameter. Remember what pi is. Might as well write that down while we're at it. Pi, in my class, we're going to use approximately 3.14. And what is pi? It's the ratio of how a circle grows. So every time the circle grows 1 across, it grows 3.14 around. So if it were 2 across, then it'd be 6.28 around. And if it were 3 across, it would be 9.42 around. So on and so forth. Every time a circle grows 1 across, it grows 3.14 around. To find the area of a circle, we take the radius and square it and take it times pi. So if you were to take a circle and find a radius of it and square that radius, it would give you a square like that. If you did another square, it'd be like that. Another square would be like that. Another square would be like that. And so you might notice it's going to be a little bit less than 4 squares because these corners are not really part of it. So the area of 4 squares is too big, and guess what? It's exactly 3.14 squares. They're radius squares, 3.14 radius squares, or radius squared times pi. The radius, of course, is the distance halfway across the circle. So if you look at those pictures up there, which one is only halfway across the circle? That red line is halfway across the circle. So it goes basically from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. And the diameter? The diameter goes all the way across the circle through its center. So which one of those in that picture up above is a diameter? The purple line is a diameter. Across through the center. So there we have our pieces. So let's try this a couple times. I'm going to start at the bottom with the 86 feet, which is a diameter. So I have this purple line on this circle. So that's the one that we're going to be working for. And we're going to fill out the card. That 86 goes all the way across through its center. So that is the diameter. If you want the radius, think about it. If 86 goes all the way across, what goes halfway across? You would have to just divide that by 2. So the radius is 43. Now we want to find the circumference in the area, and this is where we use our formula. So I'm going to start with circumference. Pi times diameter. That's 3.14 times diameter, and I have to go find the diameter, which was the 86. And I'm ready to multiply to find my circumference. And that gives me an answer of 270.04. 270.04. That would just be units around feet is what we're in. So the distance around that one that I drew is 270.04 feet. Now I want to find the area. To find area, I use my formula of area equals radius squared pi. I know what pi is, so I type it in my calculator eventually. And then I type in what the radius, remember what I said the radius was. So I erased all that. Maybe I should not have erased that, so I'll have to go find the radius again. Remember, it was 86 feet across, so it's 43 halfway across. So I need to take 43, square it, and then take it times pi. When I do that, I get an answer of 5,805.86. And now, since we took radius times radius, we took units times units, we're in units squared, so these would be squares. It would take 5,805.86 squares to cover that circle. All sorts of little squares to cover it. Next, I'll be using the red line segment, so I'm talking about this circle. And I can tell you, I already know what it is halfway across it. That's the radius. It's 19 feet. If I want to go from a radius to a diameter, remember last time I went from diameter to radius by dividing by 2. But if I want to go from halfway to the circle all the way across the circle, I have to multiply by 2, so the diameter is 38. Then I'm ready to find the circumference and area. So remember, circumference is pi times diameter. I already know that pi is 3.14, and the diameter this time is 38. So I'm ready to just multiply 3.14 times 38. When I do that, I get an answer of 119.32. Remember, we are still in feet. So it's just that many feet around that circle. That little white circle that I drew up there would be 119.32 feet around it. Now I'm ready to find the area. Remember, area is radius squared pi. I know pi is 3.14. I know the radius in this case is 19. So all I need to do is take 19, square it, and take it times pi to find the area. When I do that, I get an answer of 1,133.54. And remember, now we're in area, so it's units squared. That's how many squares it would take to cover that white circle that I've drawn. The last circle, the large circle, the big blue circle, we already have the circumference. That means somebody's already done the work to get it, so we won't be doing the work, we'll be undoing the work. So what do I know? I know how I got to circumference. Didn't they get to that circumference by taking pi times diameter? And so if they did that, we're going to undo that. They multiply by pi, we're going to divide by pi. And if you get that, you get an answer of 120. What is that 120? Well, look at what you solve for. You solve for diameter. So the diameter is 120. And then, you know, if it's 120 all the way across that circle, then what would it be halfway across that circle? Just have to divide that by 2 and you get the radius of 60. Now that we have the circumference, the radius, and the diameter, we can find the area by taking radius, which is 60, squaring it, and then taking it times pi, which is 3.14. When you work that out, you get an answer of 11,304 feet squared. After all that, of course, those aliens were completely innocent. Their spaceship was not the right size. It could not have made those circles, so they were freed to head to their home planet. You know, that alien planet where they do math in the real world.